Welcome to Steve's Cottage with Steve Horner. Steve Horner, a former radio talk show host, helps spotlight the source of today's social chaos while offering practical solutions to the problems negatively affecting you and your family. And now, here's Steve.
Hello, kids and kitties. Steve Horner here at the Steve's Cottage microphone. Gee, it's good to have your company here today. I'm wearing my university, my Utah Tech University go rah T-shirt here because the Bison are playing their homecoming game this Saturday against somebody like Eastern Kentucky or somebody like that. And I enjoy going to those games because they're on a Saturday afternoon, and it's like a small town villa across the street from this really nice stadium here in St. George, Utah. And they've got the brats, and they've got soft drinks and a lot of camaraderie and a little bit of entertainment, and the place is packed. And it's just like it's a small town arena with a lot of people, a lot of friendly people, and I'm all fired up for homecoming here for these Bison. Well, now if you've tuned into YouTube, you're going to see that they've called me a hater. I'm not a hater. I just don't agree with the liberal politics of those snowflakes, and so they've called me one of those Orwellian terms, a hater, and they've got the control on it, so they've taken me off. And if you want to see, now you've got the video right now, okay? If you want the audio, go to rumble.com or facebook.com, and just type in Steve's Cottage with Steve Horner is what Sean is telling me, and you should be able to worm your way through that collage of excitement and get the audio video here at Steve's Cottage. But, gee, it's good to have your company, and I'm just ready to welcome all you crazy cats and combly cunts to come on into the cottage here. And listen, as you come into the cottage, everybody start getting acquainted, because here at the cottage, there are no strangers. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down, when you're strange. Faces come out of the rain when you're strange. No one remembers your name when you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. All right, yes. Do da 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 da. Jim Morrison, The Doors. Oh boy, you're all welcome. Don't be a stranger. And if you have a working brain, this is where you're going to find camaraderie. This is where idealism meets reality. Say, did you know that unlike Hannity, some of these other talk show freaks, entertainers, all my commentary on this show is usually from personal experiences, personal opinions. And so this is not, you'll hear a lot of unpopular dialogue and opinions that you probably will conclude with and agree with. And I hope that that's what brings you back again and again, because we have a lot of Orwellian crapola out there that's designed to keep you shut up, and it's not doing society any good at all. And that is why I'm calling this show Fucked Up. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, it's all fucked up. Well, now listen, that's what we did last week with Elvis for All Shook Up. It's all fucked up. This is All Fucked Up Part 2. And listen, before you get on me about using that so-called F word, it's kind of part of the vernacular these days, isn't it? And of course, like I said last week, we just haven't been successful in attracting any 12-year-olds to this show. So I guess we're, and I don't like to say it's fucked. I don't like to say that fucked up is adult language because really, people like my mom and dad, from another era, they never used that type of language. I only heard my dad use the word shit once when we were stuck in traffic and he was driving downtown after his broadcast days. Look him up. Look, go to Google and look up Mr. Minnesota Sports, Jack Horner. And his real name was Gordon, but he went by Jack Horner because, it was a popular on-stage name, Little Jack Horner, so on and so forth. But look him up. And no, that was an era when you were raised with parents who just didn't use bad language. And so I guess I've fallen into the trap through working with the horses and through working in the military and through working as a single parent and so on. My language has become a little bit twisted as well. But you get the gist of what I'm saying here. And you're wondering, well, Steve, now what's so fucked up about our society? Are you kidding me? Haven't you been awake? Have you taken a walk around the block lately? Come on, seriously. Families totally in debt. The nation, $33 trillion. You know this nation wasn't in debt until Bill Clinton got in office, and after he left, it was $2 trillion. It wasn't in debt. All the way up through into the 90s. Pretty incredible. The schools, the women that run these schools are just absolute cunts. And I'm telling you, folks, it's an acronym. You go to stevehornerbooks.com, buy one of my books, maybe 2 or 3. You'll see the pink one. It's called CUNT, C.N.T. It's an acronym. Can't understand normal thinking. The sequel, you'll get a kick out of this. It's called Consequences. It's what happens to the tragedies that cunts create. Can't understand normal thinking. Check it out at stevehornerbooks.com. But that's who runs these schools these days, you see. And that's why they are totally failed, because men and women are wired differently. Women are sentimentalists. Men are more pragmatic. They understand cause and effect. Women don't. That's why God created us differently. And you'll see that. And I'm not a big Bible thumper, but I want you to know I'm not the first to come off with this gender issue, okay? The Bible speaks of it readily and often. One of the verses that I quote often is 1 Timothy. You got a Bible? Check it out. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 12. Women shall have no sway over men, and that's why they should not be in public policy making. Don't vote for them. You wonder why things are fucked up? Women have no idea about if you do this, this is going to happen. That's why their kids, if they're single parents, their kids are always screwed up. They can't control their waistline, they can't control their budget, and so they get into public policy making because the pussy whip guys vote for them because, well, I don't want my wife to be angry with me, so when she says, who'd you vote for? I don't want to say Trump. I want to say, Hillary. And so then, that's what happens. So you got these communities around the country and states run by women, Republican and or liberal. None of them are above water. They're all failing. Crime is over the top. Their budgets are busted. Look at effective parenting. It's non-existent in America. That's run by cunts. The policies of parenting run by cunts. That's why the cunts resent my book on how to tackling single parenting. Oh, this is a man. Oh, well, that doesn't relate to me. Hell, it doesn't. It'll teach you what pragmatic parenting is all about, something that you lack, something that you need to understand. Cunts are in control of overspent families and communities and states. Liberal Jews in charge of Hollywood. You know who Karl Marx was? He wrote the Communist Manifesto with Lenin. That's the Jew that was kicked out of 12 countries because of his liberalism. Not because of his race or he was ugly, because of his liberalism. He promoted everything from A to Z that was bad. Abortion to Zionism. Drugs, homosexuality, lousy parenting. Sound familiar? That's what's going on today. That's what's screwing up our lives and our families. And then you got these Jews now in office and then also running the media. Check it out. Check out who runs the popular radio, television networks, and the Associated Press and Hollywood. It's Jews. Jews professing their liberalism to capitalize on our soft bellies. They make a ton of money. They got the money, and then you've got the people running for office, like Donald Trump. Got to blame you for this one, Don. You know, you do suck up to the Jews for their campaign monies, don't you? Yeah, that's not good. You know, you don't compromise your principles for the sake of money. That's what the goddamn whores do. They compromise their principles for the sake of money. They are prostitutes, whores, and sluts. And that's why people suck up to the Jews, because they got the money and they want it for their campaign so that they can run their radio and television. And, you know, I don't donate much because they just use it to piss it away. And, you know, it was Donald Trump that taught them how to, pound the table like we men ought to do. I really admire him. He is my go-to guy, my number one politician. But I don't like his affiliation with the Jews, just to suck up for their money. But then, you know, talking about being fucked up, kids not communicating verbally with adults or peers. Can't talk to kids these days. Huh? Dopey? Huh? You can't talk to them. They're just always on their stupid phones. They don't know how to work anymore. You talk to anybody running a company, they can't hire the kids because these kids, they just absolutely have no work ethics. Salaries these days, folks, tuck it away under your mattress because salaries ain't going to keep up with prices. Okay, I've talked to enough chief honchos at some big corporations. That's what they're preparing for. Prices are sky high. You know, rent, mortgage, groceries. Salaries ain't going to be able to keep up with it, and that's going to hurt the economy a lot, and probably not too far down the road. Look at Trump being persecuted by these revengeful blacks and other liberals. It's revenge so they can retain or they can gain their reparation for slavery 250 years ago, or something like that. I think it's just arrogance and vindictiveness. They just don't like the white guy to come along with his bully pulpit and tell him what to do because that's they just resent that attitude, even though their family and social policies don't work at all. I wouldn't take a black person's advice on anything these days. Nothing. Cooking, parenting, school, reading, not maybe how to shoot a basketball. But I'm a pretty good basketball player. White guys do play ball, but not anymore at my age. I get that darn tennis elbow quick. But right now I'm feeling real good, real healthy, look good. I know, thanks. And but I can't play it anymore. But I wouldn't. I just absolutely wouldn't take. And very little would I take. Very little advice would I take from a woman these days on anything. Call it sexist, racist. I don't care. I would not. You think about it yourself. What advice would you take from these people? Money marketing, money management, buying something, raising kids, eating something, a menu item, nothing. I travel, nothing. Wouldn't, maybe from some woman who's been somewhere where I haven't, possibly. How about how about jails and prisons? Absolutely full. They tell you crime's down. Crime has never gone down from the 70s. Okay? Every day since the 70s, crime numbers have gone up. They skew the numbers, like, percentage and or rate, and use all sorts of ambivalent Orwellian bullshit terms. But the number of people committing crimes, breaking the laws, regardless of the population, the numbers have never gone down since the 70s. Why the hell do you think we have so many cops out there? Because crime's down. Why do you think we have so many prosecutors out there? Because crime's down? Don't think so. So that's how this society is fucked up. Single-parent moms dominate the parenting scene, and they are inept. You just talk to any public school superintendent or principal, or how about any chief of police in any community? Ask him or her, where is the crime coming from? It's kids of single-parent moms. And then you think the kids know anything about Jesus? Huh? Can they recite a prayer? I doubt it. Can they recite anything from the Bible? Do they even say their prayers? I was going to do a let's take a quick break here for this ad from Hilton St. George. If you're on the road and you come into Hilton St. George, you might be flabbergasted by what you first hear as you come into the front lobby with your baggage, because Messy Jessie, and if you see her, you're going to see why she's so named, she'll say, "Hey, here comes trouble." And you look around to see who she's talking to, and you go, she's pointing at you, "Here comes trouble." So you walk up and you say, "You talking to me?" And she go, "Ha, ha, 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 ha." See, that's the whole thing. That's their motto. That's why they're advertising. They're saying, "We think you're weird." And then as you're still flabbergasted, she'll say, "Hey, are you gay?" You'll say, "Lady, I am not ready to check in. I think I'll have a drink first." Well, you just go down this dark hallway here and take your first left in the dark little shadowed club that we call the office. And there you'll find NyQuil. They call him NyQuil because he's so goddamn boring. Big, tall, lanky guy. "Hey, NyQuil, how's the weather?" "I don't care. What do you have?" "NyQuil, who's going to win the World Series?" "Don't know. What are you going to have?" "NyQuil, looks like you got a lot of cars outside. We get a convention." "Listen, I don't know. Don't care. What are you going to have?" Ha, 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 ha. See, he's onto this routine, and he'll say, "We think you're weird." So by this time, you're pretty upset. You go to Mr. Lousy, and his name kind of defines the service and what you'll find in the restaurant. That's at Hilton St. George. Every day of my life, 76 frickin' years, the headlines have talked about the Jews who were placed there by the UN because England, the British Empire, gave this property away, which they had taken during their, king and queen imperialistic days of when they can take as much property as they could just through sheer power. And so they took all this sand. It was always called Palestine. People who lived there were Palestinians. And it's simple to understand. They were Palestinians. They're all one people, you see. But the Jews being kicked out of all these countries, "You gotta find me a home. You gotta have a home." So the UN put the Jews into Palestine, you see. Immediately, they started encroaching on their neighbors, the true Palestinians. Further west, get out of here, into the ocean. We don't want you. And who bolstered their arrogance and vindictiveness and allowed them to be such bullying sons of bitches. The United States, $1 billion a month. It's like this spoiled little cunt of a daughter or some little gal that is just an annoying little cunt. And she keeps bothering you. And if you push her or she slaps you and you're pushing her, and she gets her big brother who's a brute and he cleans your clock. You see? That's what we have going with the arrogant Jews in the Middle East. The states come in, clean your clock. But you see, we're messing with Iran and we're messing with Russia, we're messing with China, we're messing with Syria and all these, and Egypt, and, Biden is being an arrogant prick, and, it's just not going to, this is not going to end well. Okay, folks? It's not going to end well. Every war we've had in the United States since the Civil War has been initiated by a Democrat president. Arrogant, vindictive, stupid, bullying. So, that's how they're the Jews are empowered by to be trespassing assholes, because the United States, Republicans and Democrats, they all want the Jew money, so they all kiss their ass and they all say, sure, let's support the Jews because I want their money, you say. But they're stupid. The men, the pussy whip guys in business now running the country, they're more like women than men. That's the sad part of it. They don't have the backbone. They don't have the gumption. Trump does, scares the hell out of them. And that's why he's in court facing all of these criminal and civil cases by revengeful, vindictive black people, white gays, fairies, fruits, and otherwise dysfunctional people out of revenge. They just don't want the tough guy Trump being in charge. They saw all of his success in his first term. And, that same attitude that the Jews have with all of their vindictiveness and arrogance and being the bully, knowing that Big Brother is going to protect them, that's the same reason that domestic violence is rising, caused by the Joe Biden 1990s era domestic violence against women. You can't fart in their presence unless they say, hey, look at, if they don't like you, they say, hey, that really is offensive. They call a cop and they say, you were offended? Oh, well, my God. This kid's going to get a stalking injunction. And if you violate it, you go to jail. So the cunts know that they have all this armor. They have all the Big Brother armor to allow them to continue to be arrogant, vindictive cunts, just like the Jews have the United States at their back, protecting their supporting their back, you see? Now, you think I'm full of bunk here. Well, I spoke to a lady by the name of Kathy. I saw her in her story in the Las Vegas Review-Journal, and she owns a huge domestic abuse shelter in Las Vegas. And I called her, and she allowed me to talk to her. And we talked for quite a bit, and I gave her my theory about how this arrogance and vindictiveness is happening and why so many women are getting their heads punched in, because they are arrogant and vindictive and they're dumb shits with all their drugs, all their tattoos, all their nasty language, you see. And it's going to do nothing but grow. Domestic abuse is not going to do anything but grow. Well, she hums and haws and she takes a big sigh and she goes, Mr. Horner, you're absolutely right. See, she's in the trenches. She knows what I'm talking about. This is true to life form, folks, and it's not going to go down anywhere. And the Jews who are in charge of all of this homelessness and all of these homeless shelters and all of the handout food provisions, they're supplied by the county and the state and the federals, and they get rich quick by dialing in on human frailties. So you have a lot to ponder today, don't you? Well, I'm so glad that you came in and you're no longer a stranger here at Steve's Cottage. And you just remember, folks, and this is a great analogy, is that as you travel up those big mountains of life's challenges and you see the top, don't take the less traveled trail. Don't take the well-traveled trail. Take the less traveled trail to get to the top because it'll make you feel better about yourself. It'll give you better memories and much, much richer rewards. So until next time, folks, this is Steve Horner. You come back to see me at the Cottage.
Thanks for joining us. Visit Steve's Cottage again with Steve Horner.